Have you ever sat in your backyard on a warm summer night and wondered about the source of that rhythmic chirping sound? That's the music of crickets, small yet significant, filling the night with their enchanting symphony. Crickets belong to the family Grillidae, a diverse group with over 900 species, each unique in color, size, and habitat. From the lush green fields to the arid deserts, these creatures have adapted to thrive in various environments around the globe. With long antennae, powerful hind legs, and prominent wings, crickets are quite the sight if you're lucky enough to spot them in the dark. But they're not just about the looks. Crickets are primarily nocturnal, coming alive when the sun sets. Their activities range from scavenging decaying organic matter to being predators and even prey for other animals. These remarkable insects are nocturnal by nature and play important roles in terrestrial ecosystems as scavengers, predators, and prey for other animals. What makes the cricket's chirping sound so unique, you may ask? This enchanting melody that fills our summer nights is the result of a fascinating phenomenon known as stridulation. In the world of crickets, communication is all about the rhythm and the resonance. Just like a miniature violinist, a cricket produces sound by rubbing its wings or legs together. One wing or leg is ridged like a file, while the other acts as a scraper. When the cricket rubs these body parts together, it creates a series of high-pitched chirps that echo through the night. This is stridulation, and it's the secret behind the cricket's captivating chorus. But these songs are not just for our enjoyment. They serve a crucial purpose in the cricket's own life. Each chirp is packed with information, communicating everything from a cricket's size and strength to its readiness for a mate. The speed, pitch, and volume of a cricket's song can even indicate its species, helping potential partners pick out the perfect mate from the choir. Male crickets are the musicians in this orchestra. They play their songs to attract females, broadcasting their availability and virility far and wide. But these serenades are not just about romance. A cricket's song also serves to establish territory, staking claim to a patch of grass or a cozy crevice. The louder and more insistent the song, the stronger the message. This is my turf, and I am ready to defend it. Communication among crickets is also a form of competition. Males will often engage in singing matches, each trying to out-chirp the other in a bid to win over the females. The winner takes all, earning the right to mate and pass on his genes to the next generation. So the next time you hear the familiar chirping of crickets on a balmy summer night, remember, there's more to the melody than meets the ear. It's the soundtrack of a complex social dance, a symphony of survival. Male crickets use this distinctive call to attract mates, establish territory, and communicate with other crickets, creating the familiar chirping sounds heard in the night. Did you know that crickets are also crucial contributors to our ecosystems? These tiny musicians of the night are not just known for their melodic chirping, but also for their significant ecological roles. Crickets are vital parts of the food chain in many ecosystems. Their populations provide a plentiful food source for a wide variety of animals, from birds and reptiles to mammals and even other insects. This makes them an important link in the complex web of life, but their role in the ecosystem extends beyond just being a meal for predators. These insects are nature's cleanup crew. As scavengers, crickets consume dead and decaying matter. They feast on fallen leaves, rotting plants, and even the remains of other animals. By doing so, they help in breaking down organic material that would otherwise litter the landscape. This process is crucial in returning nutrients back to the soil, ensuring the health of the ecosystem. And that's not all. The feeding habits of crickets also contribute to the process of decomposition. As they munch on decaying matter, crickets aid in breaking it down into smaller pieces. This makes it easier for decomposers like bacteria and fungi to further break down the material, accelerating the decomposition process. But crickets don't just help recycle nutrients, they also help to aerate the soil. As they burrow and move through the ground, they create tiny tunnels. This activity helps to improve soil structure, allowing air, water, and nutrients to penetrate more deeply, benefiting plant growth and overall soil health. So the next time you hear the song of a cricket, remember that behind that melodious chirp is an ecological powerhouse, silently working to maintain the health of our ecosystems. As scavengers, they feed on decaying organic matter and help break down plant material, promoting decomposition and nutrient recycling. Crickets may be small, but their role in the ecosystem is anything but insignificant. While they are beneficial to ecosystems, crickets can also become pests, especially in agricultural settings. This duality of crickets, both as allies and adversaries, is a fascinating aspect of their relationship with humans. With their voracious appetites, crickets can lay waste to crops and vegetation. Fields of corn, wheat, and barley become feasting grounds for these insects. Their incessant feeding can result in significant crop damage, impacting agricultural yields and posing a challenge to farmers. Crickets, though tiny, can have an outsized impact on human livelihoods and food security when their populations surge unchecked. In addition to damaging crops, crickets can also invade homes and structures. Their persistent chirping can become a nuisance in residential areas, disrupting the peace and tranquility of our living spaces. Moreover, their droppings can pose health risks, and their feeding habits can lead to the deterioration of fabric, paper, and other household materials. But the story of crickets is not just one of destruction. It's also a tale of innovation and resilience. Humans have developed numerous strategies to manage cricket populations and minimize their impact on our lives and livelihoods. One such strategy is crop rotation. By changing the type of crop grown in a particular field from one season to the next, farmers can disrupt the life cycle of crickets, making it harder for them to establish large, damaging populations. Another effective approach is biological control, which involves using natural enemies of crickets, such as certain species of birds, reptiles, and insects, to keep their numbers in check. This method not only reduces cricket populations, but also promotes biodiversity by supporting the populations of their natural predators. Lastly, targeted insecticide use can also be an effective strategy. However, it's crucial to use these chemicals judiciously to avoid harming non-target species and damaging the wider ecosystem. So are crickets friends or foes? The answer, it seems, is both. And with careful management, we can strike a balance between the beneficial and detrimental impacts of these intriguing creatures. Integrated pest management strategies, such as crop rotation, biological control, and targeted insecticide use, are often employed to manage cricket populations and minimize crop damage. As stewards of the environment, it is our responsibility to balance the ecological roles of crickets with the need to protect agricultural productivity and biodiversity. The world of crickets is a symphony, a constant reminder of the delicate balance nature maintains in order to thrive. Crickets, despite their small size, play a significant part in this grand orchestra of life. They are an essential link in the food chain, acting as both predator and prey, and their scavenging habits contribute to nutrient cycling and soil health. But like any instrument in this orchestra, when played too loudly or out of tune, the harmony can be disturbed. In the context of agriculture, crickets can sometimes become disruptive, causing damage to crops and vegetation. This is where the challenge lies. How do we maintain the ecological balance while also ensuring the protection of our agricultural lands? One approach is through habitat preservation. By conserving and managing the natural habitats where crickets thrive, we can control their population in a sustainable way. This includes preserving grasslands, forests, and other ecosystems where these fascinating creatures make their homes. Sustainable land management practices also play a crucial role. By rotating crops, using biological controls, and applying targeted insecticides, we can manage cricket populations while minimizing harm to the wider ecosystem. Promoting natural predators of crickets is another effective strategy. Birds, reptiles, and other insectivores can help keep cricket populations in check, preserving the balance without resorting to harmful pesticides or drastic measures. But these efforts are not solely the responsibility of farmers or conservationists. Each one of us can contribute. Planting insect-friendly gardens, reducing pesticide use, and supporting local conservation initiatives are just a few ways we can help protect crickets and the vital roles they play in our ecosystems. Conservation efforts, such as habitat preservation, sustainable land management practices, and promoting natural predators of crickets, are crucial for ensuring the long-term health of terrestrial ecosystems. Let's remember that every chirp we hear is a note in the harmony of nature, a song of balance and interdependence that we all have a part in maintaining. By working together to address these challenges, we can ensure that crickets continue to enchant us with their songs and contribute to the beauty and diversity of terrestrial ecosystems. These small yet significant creatures not only add to the symphony of nature with their melodic calls, but also play crucial roles in maintaining the health of our ecosystems. As scavengers, they aid in decomposition and nutrient recycling. However, it's important to remember that unchecked cricket populations can also pose challenges in agricultural settings. Balancing the ecological roles of crickets with the need to protect our crops is a task that calls for our collective efforts. Through conservation initiatives, sustainable land management practices, and integrated pest management strategies, we can strike this balance. So, join hands in preserving the delicate balance of nature and the remarkable creatures that inhabit it. Our actions today will shape the symphony of nature for generations to come.